Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. I'm hoping this is going to be a treat. This is Three Brothers Hoptimazation IPA. And these guys out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, which is several hours up the road here. I kind of consider these guys local since they're only about 2 hours away. But they just now started distributing here in this part of Virginia. Up till now, they've been available from around Charlottesville, to Northern Virginia and Eastern Virginia. So now they're getting over here to the Roanoke, Salem area, and I've had a couple of their beers brought to me. I think Trevor brought me one. He may have brought me two. So I'm glad they're finally here. They, from what I hear, they really make some good beers. Now I haven't made the trip up to the brewery to actually check out some other stuff on tap yet, but I plan to. Maybe that'll be a nice fall or a winter trip since they're only a couple hours away. So we'll see what that brings as time goes on. But anyway, we're going to get on with this one. This is their Hoptimazation IPA. This is a 7.1%er. The commercial description on this says, "What's a craft brewery to do when all the typical IPA hops are gone? Innovative, of course, just like craft breweries always have. Hoptimazation uses big, bold, bitter hops to get a clean, citrusy flavor you'll love and the bitter bite that you crave. Step away from the typical and try something new." Now, I don't know what hops they've used on this. Usually when they say something like that, they tell you what hops they've used. And I don't see any, and I didn't go to the website if they have one. They probably do, but I normally don't go to the websites unless I absolutely have to. On here it says batch number, and it says manufacturer 2014-708. So I'm presuming this is the 7th month, the 8th day of 2014. And it's got something written here, but the place I bought it's got a label stuck over half of it. And basically what it says on here is the same thing I read you on the commercial description here. But it doesn't say what hops they use. They're giving us inclination that they couldn't get the hops that they wanted to use, so they improvised. So we'll see what that brings. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, so we'll find out here shortly. Alright, going over to the food pairings. Food pairing cuisines: curry Thai cheeses, of peppery, pepper jack, Monterey, sharp blue, cheddar, more pungent cheeses, gorgonzola, Limburger, and the meats: poultry, fish, shellfish, salmon, and I will add grilled meat to that. Most of the IPs go very well with stuff off the grill. Glasswares: pint, becker, nonic, tumblers, the mug, the stein, the Sidel. I've got the pint glass today, and being an IPA, is not recommended for extended sourings. So let's get the cap off this bad boy and see what Three Brothers Hoptimazation IPA brings. Thought I've seen a little bit of sediment coming out of there, but right over to the light. It is not perfectly clear. It has got a little bit of cloudiness to it. So I don't think it's quite to the super cloudy, but there are some particulates lightly floating around in there. So I don't know if it's an unfiltered beer or maybe bottle condition. It doesn't say that here on Beer Advocate or Rate Beer. So very tangerine in color, very typical color of an IPA, about a finger of head. It's just dissipating. Let's get a nose on it. I am getting a little bit of citrusy tangerine, maybe a little bit of slight grassiness there. So I don't know what hops they've used. And it doesn't give me an IBU on this. They keep saying bitter. Here on Rate Beer it says the IBUs are 71, so that's fairly bitter. Not overly bitter. It's not 100 IBUs like some of them are. Let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Definitely got a bitter back end. If you're not into bitter IPAs, this is the exact opposite from what a Bell's Two-Hearted Ale would be. Definitely a lot of bitterness on the back end. It does have a nice bite. It's got a floral hop presence. Tangerine, but it is on the bitter side. If they was after a bitter IPA, they achieved that aspect. Maybe a hint of lemongrass. To me, guys, the beer is not quite as balanced as it should be. And I hate to say that, because like I said, I consider these guys a local brewery, only being a couple hours away, but they've just, in the last month, made it to this side of the state. This one is not as balanced as it should be. Now, I don't know if they had a problem getting the hops, so they used something else to produce this beer, but it's not very balanced. There's a lot of bite on the back end and not enough sweetness on the front end to balance that out. Like I said, if you're into a bitter IPA, you'll love this. This is a little bit over the top as far as the bitterness for the malt sweetness up front. But it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. Let the other half taste it, and I'll sip on it for a little bit, and we'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one. Not as impressed as I was hoping I would be. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. This beer has a nice citrusy taste to it, but it is definitely not balanced. It is definitely over bitter for the malt, the sweetness up front on this beer. So I don't know if they couldn't get the hops that they wanted to for this one, or just chucked in what they had there or whatever, but it is not balanced. So let's do the final chug on this one. Not bad, but I'm a little disappointed for this brewery to be a couple hours up the road here. I'm very disappointed in what this beer is. I'm glad I just bought one, not a 6-pack of this. It is definitely over bitter for the malt sweetness that's up front. So with that being said, much as I hate to, as far as I'm concerned, this is a 5. This is a B-. Slightly above average, but way over bitter for the sweetness of the malt. At 7.1%, the alcohol is well hidden, but it is way too bitter. Even though it's an IPA, and they are supposed to be bitter, and 71 IBUs, it does not have enough sweetness up front to make this a balanced IPA. So, B- for me, guys. Let's go see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first. And Beer Advocate says 83 in the good range. That's about where I would put it, between an 81 and an 83. Somewhere in that area, in the B- area. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer is not kind at all on this beer. They say 47 overall and 19 in the style. So there's a few people probably for a 19 in the style is thinking probably this along the same lines I am. It is overly bitter for the sweetness that the beer brings. So, like I said, I don't know what hops they use in this because I have no reference on that, but they use a little too much in the bittering aspect of the brewing for the sweetness. And at 7.1%, that's a decent size beer as far as ABV. So it's overly bitter to me. So with that being said, if you've had this one from Three Brothers, their Hoptimazation IPA, let me know what you think. I personally think it's over bitter for what it is. So if you like a real bitter IPA, you can pick this up. You'd have to be probably pretty close to the Harrisonburg, Virginia area to get your hands on this. Like I said, Northern Virginia you can get it, and Eastern, and now it's just now getting into Southwest Virginia. So if you've had it, let me know, and we're going to take a walk tomorrow and see what's in the fridge. Maybe we can get a slightly better beer. Hope so. Got my fingers crossed. See you then.